Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the West Ham Network. This is your Hammers Headlines in association with our good old friends over at Knees Up Mother Brown. Make sure you do go across there and, of course, check out their wonderful content as per usual. But I'm here today to bring you some of the updated news with regards to West Ham. It's never ending. It doesn't matter if we talk about it yesterday. It doesn't matter if we talk about it this morning. It's just simply never ending in the West Ham world. So without further ado, I may as well get cracking on today's first story. And we have already mentioned it, and we were talking about Areola potentially leaving the club. Why would we talk about Areola leaving the club? I'd be surprised, first and foremost, if Areola was to leave our club. But Saudi Arabia club Al-Ittihad have turned their attention to the West Ham star. Why? Because they've been looking to get Ederson in from Manchester City, and the talks between them are now over. And apparently, according to Team Talk, they can exclusively reveal that they have turned their attentions to Alphonse Areola, our West Ham #1 goalkeeper. Now, if he was to leave West Ham, that would be a disaster, if I'm being really, really honest with you. And I think you all believe, as me, also believes that this will not happen. But we cannot say it will never happen until the offer comes in on the table. And if it's something that's ridiculous, then it may be something that West Ham may have to consider. We are talking about the Saudi Arabia transfer market. We do know that they pay over the odds, and we would have to wait and see. But I'd be heavily surprised. Areola, who takes his international career really serious, and now that he's #1 in a Premier League team under the new boss of Lopetegui, would want to leave. He is under contract at West Ham at the London Stadium until 2027. So I'd be, like I said, heavily surprised. But there is some concrete interest coming in from the Saudi Arabia club, Al-Ittihad. So put your comments in and let me know your thoughts on that story in itself. Now, the next one I want to talk to you about is a player we've mentioned on the channel quite a lot, Chelsea player Trevoh Chalobah. Now, apparently, according to sources close to him, he feels like he's been pushed out of Chelsea. He wants to try and assess all of his options. Now, he is a 25-year-old defender, and he's been left out of their preseason squad. So they are obviously keen to look at selling him on moving forward. And they want to cash in on the player, and that will help improve their PSR calculations. Now, he apparently, according to sources, is extremely unhappy about the situation, and it's claimed that he's not being prepared to jump at the first offer as soon as an offer does come in. He wants to assess all the offers before choosing his next club, and we are amongst those that are keen on potentially getting our hands on that centre-back this summer. Of course, it looks like we're keen to bring in another centre-back, but apparently there are a few more other Premier League clubs interested in him. But it'll be interesting to see the developments on this story, so keep an eye on that one moving forward as well. And the last one for you today is on Wan-Bissaka, a player's name that doesn't seem to leave the West Ham transfer market options, and apparently it looks like the Manchester United are willing to potentially accept around about £10 million for him to move on. Now, this could be extremely a good, fantastic bit of business. And the reason for this is that West Ham linked player, Bayern Munich defender Nassar Mazraoui, was linked to West Ham yesterday, but he was also linked to Manchester United, and it looks like he may favour a move to Manchester United, which would allow Wan-Bissaka to come to West Ham. So the merry-go-round of transfers could be in the mix. Now, it's in 2019, he made a 50 million move to Manchester United, one of them, their most expensive times during that time. And he has won admirers due to his defensive ability while playing for Crystal Palace at the time, and received one of the biggest recommendations during that time when he was playing with them. And I suppose they went ahead and signed the player as their new attacking right back. But it looks like he is a possible change that might mean that they move for the Moroccan defender and allow Wan-Bissaka to finally head out and get his move. Now, people may say, you know what, he's not necessarily made it at Manchester United, but to be fair with you, since all the changes that they've had, it's going to be a difficult pathway, and they are just desperate for success. That, you know, if you don't give players as much time, and I suppose it's quite rare that they give a manager much time, which they have done, and they've backed, of course, Eric Ten Hag. So it'll be interesting to see the developments of this one with Wan-Bissaka. So keep your eyes peeled on this one. So that brings an end to today's Hammers headlines in association with our good friends over at Knees Up Mother Brown. Areola, is he off to Saudi Arabia? I don't see it. Chalobah, will he come to West Ham? Possibly. Possibly, but it looks like he wants to keep his options open. And if West Ham have had a concrete offer, then it makes me feel like he's not going to come to the club. Wan-Bissaka, I can see from those three situations being a realistic option of coming into West Ham. So that brings it in to your Hammers headlines. Make sure you do go and check out kumb.com. Thanks for watching. And of course, come on, you Irons.